All right, Kristen, thank you. And as we told you, protests erupting in Iran over what they are calling President Trump's Muslim ban. It is a term Democrats are also using to describe the president's extreme vetting order. ASRA NOMANI is a Muslim American. She says this is not a Muslim ban. Good to see you. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks so much, Maria.
You also feel that this is really detrimental to the country coming together and getting things done.
Absolutely. You know, what we faced after the election, I believe, is something that I'm calling a hashtag intifada. You know, Maria, as you know, intifada is a term used in our Muslim world to talk about a rebellion, a resistance. And, you know, it's being presented as hashtag resist, hashtag, Donald Trump is Hitler. There's just so much rhetoric that's going on right now that is being presented now and exploited by Muslim extremists around the world to paint America as against Muslims. And what I fear is that the left is, in fact, cooperating with this narrative that America is hostile to Muslims. I am Muslim. I feel more safe in this country than I do in any Muslim country in the world.
In fact, in your op-ed that I'm looking at, you say this is the alt-left cyber jihad against Trump and his supporters. You know, it's almost as if, ASRA, the people are forgetting what just happened. I mean, the people voted for Donald Trump, and, extreme vetting is actually one of his more popular executive orders in the country.
Yeah, Maria, you know, the left is right now triumphant about the idea that it has won in court. But I do believe deeply in my heart, as a lifelong liberal, that the left is losing in the court of public opinion. The Democratic Party is in a shambles. I was proud to be a liberal because I thought bleeding heart liberals was a good thing. I thought it was a fine compliment to be compassionate about society. But now what I've experienced myself personally and seen in the streets of America is that, in fact, the left is more than happy to just rip the heart out of people and stomp on it in order to, further its own interests. And I do believe that the Democratic Party is failing us as a country also in that it did lose an election, and it needs to stop with this, humiliation that it's constantly trying to do of the Trump administration, and allow this party that has won to govern in a way that will serve our country. And that would be my hope as a citizen. And I know there's a lot of other people that are fed up, and when 2018 comes around, they're going to cast their ballots against this type of civil disobedience and civil disturbance that has unfortunately ripped the heart out of America.
Yeah, I mean, you almost wonder if people will remember in 2018, even just the confirmation process, right? I mean, all of these nominees and all of the stalling going on, unfortunately, a lot of those senators who are doing the stalling are from states that voted for Donald Trump.
Exactly. And so, what I've done for myself, as Maria, you are more skilled at this than I am, but you know very clearly that we always need to follow the money. And so what I've done for myself is I've built a database, literally on Google, using an Excel spreadsheet. And what I've done is I've put down the list of all of the organizations that were involved with the Women's March. All of these organizations that are putting forward hashtag no ban, no wall, hashtag resist. And I'm following the money. And what I see is that they are very well funded by the same political donors that wanted Hillary Clinton in power. And they think that we're fools, but we're not. Most of America has a spirit in which it wants America to succeed, not just one political party.
ASRA, before you go, let me ask you, there's a conversation going on right now in Washington on whether the Trump administration should call the Muslim Brotherhood a terrorist organization. What do you think?
Thank you so much for raising this important question. The Muslim Brotherhood was born in the 1920s out of the demise of the Ottoman Empire, which was the Muslim world's last caliphate. And what we have seen is over all these decades, that was the great humiliation that Osama bin Laden wanted to correct, the demise of the Ottoman Empire. The Muslim Brotherhood is an organization that would like to see political Islam expressed throughout the world. And we have to identify it. And I appreciate, as a Muslim, that the Trump administration is clear-eyed and very coherent in its identification of the Muslim Brotherhood as somebody who is not interested in the well-being of America or Americans.
So you're saying, yes, the Trump administration should name them a terrorist organization?
So, Maria, the question about terrorist organization is a really difficult one,
Yeah.
but they are definitely not friendly to the United States as a secular government, and that is something that we have to be clear about. And they have established beachheads in America
Right.
and have proxy organizations. And so I really appreciate, as somebody who is a Muslim reformer, who challenges the Muslim Brotherhood, I appreciate that we finally have an administration that's not giving them front door access to the White House.
ASRA, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Maria. Thank you for just being so smart about all of this.
ASRA NOMANI joining us there. Meanwhile, a new report finds 1,100 refugees have entered the United States since February 3rd, when Judge James Robart put a stay on the president's order for extreme vetting.